In this video, we will be looking at recursion using strings. So if we look at the code first, we can see we have a recursive function. This is the ending condition. If the parameter of n is equal to a 1, then it will return the character asterisk. If the if statement is false, it will return the function call n minus 1 plus the string of n. So let's see where the function is called in the main program. We can see that we have line is assigned the value of the return of the function call stars, which is given the integer parameter 4. And then we are going to print the contents of that variable in the final line. So we're going to complete the trace table for this code, and we can see we're giving the function its initial value of 4 to the parameter. So we start by numbering our function calls. So n is our parameter for the function, and it's got the value of 4. So the first if statement that comes across is if n is equal to 1, sorry. So 4 equal to 1 is false. So it will jump to this line of code here. So return stars n minus 1. So we have to do another function call. So we will be writing the line of code for which we're executing at the minute. So return stars n minus 1, n is 4, so we're calling it with 3, plus the string of n, which we'll deal with later. So we're now into our second call of stars, with the parameter 3 being stored in the local variable n. 3 equal to 1 is false. Where did we get that line of code from? This is our first line of code. So n came in as 3. If n is equal to 1, so 3 is equal to 1 is false. So the next line of code it will execute is here. So we're going to write that line of code in. Return stars n minus 1. Look at n. Take 1 from it, and we get stars. We're going to call it with 2 plus the string of n. So we're now calling it a third time with the parameter n with the value 2. So this is our first line of code. N is equal to 2, so 2 is equal to 1 is false. So the next line of code it will execute will be here, return stars n minus 1, n is 2, so we're calling stars with 1 plus the string of n. So we're in our fourth call to the function. The parameter is set to a 1, so the 1 is going into this parameter here, n, which is a local variable to this function stars. 1 equal to 1 is true. So the next line of code that we're going to execute is return asterisk. So we're going to write that line of code in so we know which line of code we are executing. And we're going to write in our return column whatever the function is returning. So this is the first time we got to a point where we're going to return something from the function. So we've hit our end point in our recursive routine. Every single recursive routine, whether it's a function or a procedure, must have a condition that will stop its execution. So this asterisk will be returned to this line here. So for simplicity's sake, draw a line through the stars, brackets 1, and put an asterisk. So what we're seeing now is we're going to return asterisk plus the string of n. Remember, n is an integer. So asterisk is going to be added to or concatenated, where you add two parts of a string together to make a larger string with the value 2. So this will return star 2. Where does the star 2 get returned to? We draw a line up to the function call. Cancel that out, and we know that by calling stars 2, it returned asterisk 2. We're going to string concatenate asterisk 2 plus the string value of n. N is 3. So this will return star 2 added to the string of n, which is 3. So this will be returned to the function call. So cancel out. So you know that we're finished with this function call. Star 2, 3 plus the string of n. N is 4. So this will return star 2, 3, 4. Now, where will this return value be set to or return to? Well, this was where our initial function call all started. This line of code here. So calling stars with the parameter 4 will be the equivalent, let's cancel that out, of putting asterisk 2, 3, 4 into the variable line. So the variable line will now be printed, and it will print asterisk 2, 3, 4. At this point in time, it's very important to remember that recursive routines must have an ending point. Otherwise, they create what's known as a stack overflow. So a stack overflow means you fill the allocated RAM for this program. And that will cause a run time error. So that's just a little extra note to remember about recursion.